The views and opinions expressed on this show may not be necessarily those of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, or any of its subsidiary or subordinate ministries. The views and opinions all expressed on this show and the content also may not be suitable for children, so please do not let your children view these videos without adult supervision. Did I get it right?
Like one or two words. Yes, but you got the general gist. Good morning!
We are there, bro. They're seeing us.
Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive. Matt and Jay with your host. Matt and Jay taking the coat off. For the first time, all I met are gone. Set free.
So boots. Says the Morning Drive. Work boots are made for working.
Is that what it says?
Yes.
Okay, so
what do you think of that, huh?
Yes, we had a little...
Because one day these work boots may walk all over a job site somewhere.
Yeah, and that's what we're praying for.
Yeah.
That your boots walk all over a job site.
Yeah, jobs.
But we don't want them to walk all over you because we love lambs.
We love lambs.
Get it? Walk all over you.
You as a lamb. Ah!
I know, that joke was bad. You know, I used to think that I was a black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
But, and what really, you know, what I was thinking about whenever we were talking about that is, you know, if you can afford it, if you can, get the highest quality pair of work boots that you can get. You're going to spend more, but they're going to last longer, and they're going to be more comfortable on your feet.
These are Red Wing.
Yeah.
I have had them for 7 years. I've done nothing to them except wax them to keep them waterproof and windproof on my motorcycle. And they are amazing.
Yeah. And
7 years. Look at that. 2 years I usually wear a sole completely out and my feet are pitched out like this because I'm bow-legged.
That's how it was. I mean, I had to buy boots the other day. It had to be done.
Yeah.
And so I opted for the more expensive work boots.
I am sharing this video from YouTube to Facebook. Just so you know.
Good.
And there it is. There it is, bro. And we'd like it. You could really help us out by liking and sharing these videos. If you know somebody that may enjoy us or the content of any of the videos we produce here at Axe Media Group,
be sure and
you
share
can go
it.
ahead and like it. You can share it live while you're there in the comments. There's a little share button at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. You can bring up your friends list and share it with a friend that you know would participate in our programming.
What he said.
You can also go to axemediagroup.com. Not on Facebook, not on YouTube, but on your web browser.
.com.
.com. It's a .com. And you go there, and there's a drop-down menu where you can contribute financially. If you'd like to contribute yourself, come in and participate and volunteer to help in any way or be a guest on one of our shows or
Good morning, Laura.
Pitch your business or your church or an event that you have coming up, you just come on in here. Let us know that you're going to come in. We'll have you on the show, and we'll talk to you live on the show about it.
Right. And so that's awesome too. Another way, and we'll have the designer and the guy that came up with the Who They Gives concept. He's going to be on here. We don't know what day yet, but he's going to talk about it in more depth. But if you do your shopping from Walmart.com, go to whotheygives.com, and the promo code that you want to put in is 2021. And then you, it'll ask you to choose your nonprofit that you want to benefit, which would be Axe Media Group, ACTS Media Group.
Laura Alford, who's that?
Laura, yeah, she was on yesterday. We dated whenever I was like, how old were we when we dated? I think I was like 16.
Hi, Laura.
I remember I wanted to buy her dad's car. It was, I can't even remember what kind it was, like a Chevette or something like that. It was a muscle car. And he was at one point in time briefly entertaining the idea of trading me straight across from my 1984 Dodge Rampage, which if I would have kept that, that'd be worth a lot of money right now.
Oh, yeah.
I used to call it mini.
Because rust is really valuable right now.
it wasn't. There was not a rust spot on it.
But you think it would be now?
No. I would have done my best to not. Hindsight's 2020.
And it is. And, if you keep today's car for the next 30, 40 years, if you're young, if you still have that in you, it's going to be worth something. Because, when cars are flying, they're going to want to know what a car that had 4 wheels looked like.
Exactly.
And
I'm sad that we
So
don't.
remember, buy a new car, put it in your garage, never use it. It could be a museum piece in 40 years.
Yep, absolutely. She said, and it was my car, sir. Said I was 17 and she was 16.
And it was her car.
You know what? I remember the day I decided to ask you to go to prom with me. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was so nervous that she was going to say no. And you know what? It turns out she said yes.
Philip Schultz is on, too.
Yeah, Steve.
Our
Schultz.
faithful Steve. We love you, Steve. We adore you. We miss you.
So,
I'd kiss your face, but you're a guy. And you're not here.
yeah, I think because he's not here, and plus that's not social distancing.
And he's a guy.
properly.
Yeah. Nope. No kiss, no cheek kissing.
Was it homecoming? No, it was prom.
She would know, bro.
It was prom. I remember it being.
It was homecoming, Matt.
I don't remember.
It was homecoming.
I never actually remember
Matt,
going to.
You're challenging the memory of a girl. You're losing. You're losing here. Even if she's wrong, she's
I could
right.
swear. I could swear. That,
He could swear. Believe me, I've heard it.
Because
I was there when you would swear.
did I dress in a tuxedo? Because if I dressed in a tuxedo, it would have been prom. Because I wouldn't have dressed
Love
in a
you too.
tuxedo.
Whoever you are, that
don't
must
know.
have been Steve Areno. We love you, Steve.
I house sat
You're
for
the
her
best.
parents. I house sat for her parents.
Well, I wish he'd come back.
Yeah. We work closer now.
We need somebody to pick on. We got Steve McAllister.
She said no, it was homecoming. You probably remember better than I do. I remember asking you. I was so nervous. That's probably why.
You had jeans and a dress shirt.
Yep. Then
With a tie.
that would have been homecoming. Probably the only.
So it was probably homecoming.
It was probably the only homecoming dance that I ever went to was with Laura,
Nice.
and I did a.
So you're saying it felt more important than homecoming?
Yeah,
Felt like prom.
absolutely.
Like,
it did. In my
You know.
memory, it
Yeah.
was important like prom.
It was important like prom, not like homecoming,
Yeah, because I always kind of shunned the homecoming stuff because
Right,
it was-
except that you could have a date with Laura.
I'm a nonconformist.
And you thought that Laura was worth going to homecoming.
I remember. I can't remember who I was talking to, but I was like, should I ask her? Should I ask her to go? Yeah, you should. Okay, I think I will.
Who said you should?
I can't remember who it was. It may have been.
It wasn't your brains?
No, it wasn't
Was it
my
your
brains.
brains?
Because she worked at Dairy Queen with me.
She
Right.
worked at Dairy Queens.
Yep.
We love the Dairy Queens.
We do.
And your brains.
Yep. She said it was her only school dance that she ever went to as well.
Aw.
She was homeschool problems, she says. And and I actually went out to her dad was a pastor. What was it? Fordland first. It was a Baptist church in Fordland, was it? And I brought my guitar out there and did a whole service worth of music.
And the question we're all dying for the answer to on this whole prom or a homecoming event
Prom coming.
is, did you wear boots?
Of course I wore boots.
All right.
Good job. Good bring back around. I
all
love
right.
that.
Hey, and
Fairgrove. Okay. I knew it was opposite end.
Yes,
wasn't it?
and the reason for the disclaimer at the beginning of the show about children maybe not being suitable, was there a kiss?
Was there a kiss?
I'll let her answer. You should probably let
Mm.
her answer.
I don't.
Everybody wants to know. The people are in suspense, but you know what? We should keep that. We'll keep that a secret because
A man doesn't kiss and tell. Nor does a lady. So.
yes, and the people are dying. So people are dying with the suspense. They want the answer to this question, but we can't give the answer to that question.
No.
You can't answer that
No,
question.
that's for us and us alone.
For you and you alone.
But
So no one will ever know if there was a kiss.
and she also won my heart with cooking.
She says you broke her heart.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
You're a heartbreaker.
Yep, I did break her heart.
Will there be an apology, ladies and gentlemen?
I've
Tomorrow.
There's been a lot of apologies.
Tune in tomorrow. Oh, Never mind.
Yeah.
Don't tune in tomorrow.
No, you know, again, hindsight's 2020. So, you know, I've been through a
So
lot.
she said, yes, he broke my heart. Was that yes to the kiss? We don't know, ladies and gentlemen. We're still here in suspense, dying to know.
Yeah, I was, you know, and I don't even remember. You know, we can look back at our lives like that and regret the past.
She didn't get to dance. Oh, Larry didn't. Larry, you didn't get to dance, Larry? I bet you can cut a rug.
He was the drummer in the band.
You were the drummer in the band. The drummer can't dance because he's got to play. The beat depends on him.
Yeah, I will say that.
Are you on the hot seat over there?
Well,
with the heartbreaking and all?
I accept full responsibility. I did break her heart,
Yeah.
and it wasn't right.
Right.
You know, I am well aware of that, and it, you know, I feel bad about it. I really do.
Yeah.
I have, and you know, but I can't go back and change it now. We're friends now,
Yeah.
and I hope that there's no ill will. I don't feel like there's any ill will held there, but I did, and I think that to myself often that I made a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, that was definitely. How would my life have turned out? My life would have probably turned out way better had I not broken her heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she says, but he is one of my favorite people still. I love you too, Laura.
He's one of my favorite people too, Laura. You and I in the same boat there.
So even Dad told me, you should have kept that girl.
Did he?
Yeah, yeah. She used to go into his shop and stuff, and like to have her brakes worked on or oil changes, stuff like that. And he was always very adamant about letting me know that I made a mistake, not breaking up with her.
We all make such big mistakes in our youth, don't we?
Yeah,
Thinking we have time
yeah,
and that there's something better for us.
yeah. If I could go back in time and change it, I don't know that I would, because I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
Today, you're not the man you were either,
No.
and none of us should be. We should be growing in a direction that brings us closer to God, closer to His Word,
That's important.
closer to peace and love and understanding, and growing together as people and sharing and spreading the gospel is the primary.
No, Larry, she's already married, so that's a big negatory on that.
Larry's jumping right into it there.
Golly,
hey, that's going.
Larry.
Hey, Larry, that's like 1 to 10, all with no steps in between there, buddy.
So
I'm getting a buzz from something.
That's probably Larry. He's,
yeah, Larry will be the best man.
It just got real uncomfortable in here.
Did it for you? For you?
No more, Larry. don't no weddings. No, don't bring that up.
Yeah. Yep.
So, life. We make decisions, and we have to. Laura's laughing. Do I look like I'm getting uncomfortable?
You
over
do
here?
look like the sleeves are coming up. Is there some sweat? You need one of them little napkins?
Is it hot in here?
You need a napkin.
It's hot in here.
Bro, do you need a napkin, a little mista? Do you need a little spray gun with some water mist
Little mista.
to cool you
A
down?
little guy, like an actual.
A little
mista.
spritzer?
A little spritzer.
You need a little spritz of the water there to cool you down?
Morning, Marcia. Yeah.
Morning, Marcia. Not to change the subject, but morning, Marcia.
Hey,
How are you today?
Marcia, my sister-in-law. She said, "Don't know how my spouse would like that." Laugh out loud.
I don't think so in the law about bigamy.
So I don't think so.
Yeah, one woman, 2 men under one roof, married to both. Yeah, that would be a tragic.
Steve Schultz is still trying to hook us both up with nursing home ladies. So, I mean, I'm not into antiques.
What? Did you say you're not into antiques?
Yes.
Oh,
Marcia says, "Am I red in the face right now? Am I blushing?"
No.
I feel like I'm blushing.
Are you? No, that's the colors off on the video. We need to work on that. There's shutter speed and contrast and all kinds of stuff we need to do. And the snow is coming down, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well,
so if you're getting out today, make sure you
it's
put
really
on
coming
your
down now.
boots.
Put on your boots, your work boots. Your more expensive.
Put on your boots, the more expensive ones. They keep your feet drier, warmer
Apparently, Laura says that she says, Matt, I can see the red on your ears from here.
from there. And where is she again?
Doing good, getting ready to make cinnamon rolls for church dinner tonight for our discipleship class. That sounds amazing. Keep those
Who's
away
doing
from
this?
Scott. Keep those away from Scott,
Who's doing this?
Marsha.
Oh, hey, Marsha.
Although I am very well aware that Laura could probably make some pretty good cinnamon rolls too.
Ah,
Her lasagna's to die for.
is it really? See, I love lasagna.
Was that
I haven't
man?
eaten-
My brain's not even. Was it lasagna that you made me to take with me for lunch that one time?
What is all this stuff you got popping up here?
I don't know.
All right, so we're having good days. Good
Okay,
days.
so the idea of the work boots is,
that when it snows, your feet stay warm and dry.
yeah, and they
And
last longer.
The stitches don't come out because they're wet.
Yeah, they last longer. These are the ones that
They
I'm
last
wearing,
longer.
are
And they're
the-
more comfortable
the
to start
Irish, the Irish Setter brand Red Wings.
Yep. Dogs died to make those boots.
Yeah, yeah.
Expensive.
Bobby
hybrid
Barnes. Hey, Bobby. She was one of my students in the class that I taught at First Baptist.
Hey, Barbie. We're glad you
Bobby.
found us.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yes, and enchiladas too. Okay, so was it enchiladas or did you make both? I think we had enchiladas.
snowy
I can't
morning,
remember. I remember it being delicioso and dad taking one bite of it and saying, "Yeah, you should have kept her."
Linda says good snowy morning.
Yeah, good snowy morning, Linda Fleetwood. So be sure you like and share these videos. Jay's been doing this job right here, just a whole bunch of little.
I'm not doing that.
No, I am now.
No, you weren't doing it. When they were all coming up, that was somebody else.
Oh, well, somebody loves us.
Yes. We love you too. We're glad to be here.
So I'll be excited. Hopefully this time next week, as soon as the cables and stuff, I'm going to be ordering those today. As soon as those cables get here and we set everything up, we'll have a second studio going.
Yeah.
Second studio. Real excited.
Yeah. So Jesus wore the boots of the -1 century.
Say what now?
The 1st century BC.
What kind of boots?
Sandals.
Oh, I still call sandals Jerusalem cruisers.
He had the Jerusalem cruisers, Jesus did.
Yeah.
Because it does talk about his sandals, doesn't it? In the Word.
That was really loud.
Was it?
Yeah.
My apology.
It was like, pop! So it's,
How's this?
see,
Better?
that
Is that
makes
better?
me want popcorn.
It does. I love popcorn.
What's that song?
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I don't know that one. I don't know that one.
You ever see Steve do that? He goes,
Which Steve?
Steve O Mickey Mac. You
Mr.
and him both
Mickey
did that.
McAllister?
For a long time, I'd be sitting there watching you guys back and forth, just doing
'Cause
that
we
over.
would do that. Well, you would do stuff, and we just did that back. Yeah,
I used
you
to
would do
do-
stuff. Yeah, and he would do this too, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know what you're talking about. Jeff with the G called me out on it on the air that day.
Did he?
Like don't you remember? He stopped the conversation that he was having with you.
Oh, yeah, and we
It was
discussed
like,
it for a minute.
can we appreciate the sound of Matt slurping in his
And
coffee?
smacking. Slurping and smacking. Yeah. We used to do all kinds of disgusting things in the microphones. Making all kinds of noises that were gross.
Laura says, "I love how you two get distracted. It's endearing."
What are we distracted about?
Do you remember whenever I was?
I thought we were right on, bro.
We were
right on.
Remember when we made that the Black Album? We call it the Black Album. It was just me and the guitar.
Yeah.
And it was ones that we were sending them out. Basically, a demo CD to send out to all the churches around the area to try and get.
You don't work
place
tonight.
No,
You should stay up when we get home. We should practice. We should play something.
I don't know. I'm pretty wore out. So
Yeah. We should just at least do a sound check with the mic, the guitar, and the drums. Because the
Good.
drums are done.
well,
Me and Bonnie prepared for this.
Barney's been up all night too. So if he's up,
It's because he's probably excited about us coming home today.
because I would have to stay up. I mean, you don't want to start playing until at least after 12 o'clock.
Bonnie has drums in the garage, bro.
I'm just saying, because of the people around us. If it's too early and we're waking them
It's
up
after
with
9. 9 a.m., bro. 9 a.m., 9 p.m.
Yeah,
Those
but-
are the hours of noise.
Yeah, but courtesy dictates that you should at least wait until after 12
It's
noon.
okay. See what I'm doing here? Watch this. Where's the broken heart one?
We're waiting for it.
I'm finding the broken heart.
What was I even talking about?
Where is it?
There is no broken heart one.
All right, maybe it's in the In Love one.
We have a praise
Nope.
band. Well, it's just me and Barney right now. So if you want to come over to the house and sing with us, we've got we just finished setting a studio up at the house in the garage.
Oh, here we go. I found something.
We
This
have
is
an
gonna
extra
work.
microphone.
There. See? That's me.
I don't see nothing. Oh. Jason Cobb, the Crying Tiger.
That's me.
They're not good. They're sad.
Yeah.
That's instead of great. They are not great.
Did you know? Okay.
I didn't.
So you know the little
Yeah, the
little wheats there, and they're mini in nature. They're kind of small.
you talking about mini wheats?
They have a big one that you can go
yeah,
and put it in a bowl, but
Yeah.
then they have the little ones.
yeah,
They got some frosting
like
on 'em.
strawberry frosting on
Guess
them.
what they have now?
Chocolate.
Cinnamon roll. Cinnamon
Well,
roll.
I can't eat any of that.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
No, I mean, sometimes I have to live vicariously through other people's stories about food. Like Marsha's making cinnamon rolls, which she's going to have to start keeping that stuff away from Scott. My brother, he's starting his health program this week. I didn't hear the scriptures of the day yet.
That
Larry,
must be Larry.
Larry keeping us on point over here.
On point, Larry. On point,
point.
bro.
Hold on, let me log in.
Can't
here.
believe it's only 22 after 8. Boy, we've crammed a lot into these first few minutes of the show. Thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, for keeping us, confused.
Insane.
Yeah, confused and insane. We credit that to you, our viewers.
Oh, that's right. We were recording,
We were recording,
and
and it was
I-
the Black Album.
It was the Black Album. And
yeah,
I was
and it was just
doing,
you and a guitar.
And I was doing some discussion in between to explain who we are, where we come from, and all this stuff.
Yeah,
And
the origins.
the origins, where the word originally came from.
Yeah,
And there was a part where I was stuttering. A
he
little
was
bit.
stuttering,
I
ladies and
was
gentlemen.
I was tripping over my words.
He was tripping
And Jay goes,
over his words.
it's endearing.
Yeah, we kept it in there, didn't we?
Jackie's birthday. Yeah, we did. Jackie's birthday is today.
Happy birthday, Jackie.
We don't want to know how advanced in years she is. And the reason I say it is because in the scripture, the man calls himself old and then refers to his wife as advanced in years.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's always cracked me up. I'm still waiting on
Happy birthday to Jackie.
Happy birthday to Jackie.
Happy birthday to Jackie. Happy birthday to you and many more.
See, we did not rehearse that.
Perfect harmonies.
It was. Laura says, happiest day of birth.
Happiest day of birth, Jackie. We love
What are
you.
we doing here? Come on, you feller. Oh,
Feller.
I
Feller.
ain't got no...
What's the matter with your thing over there?
I am not on ATN.
You're not on ATN. What's wrong with you?
I don't know, okay?
The morning drive, work
I don't
boots
know.
are made for working, ladies, and if you get a good pair, they're probably going to work for a long time. Right?
Yep.
What is the scripture of the day? All right, so I'm going to go with the scripture of the day because
How dare you?
Ephesians 6:12 and 13. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God,
Whole
that
armor.
you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand.
Nice.
Starts with the belt of truth. Right?
Yep. The belt of truth.
Yeah, and the sandal, the shoes or sandals. What does it say? The boots of The gospel.
Yep.
Or is it the gospel?
I think so.
Not sure.
All right.
I haven't studied that in quite a while. Though, Pastor mentioned it last week.
Yeah.
Northwest Baptist Church. Come see us if you'd like. You can actually come see us at church. At Northwest Baptist.
Apparently this has to catch up on my... Let me turn this down a bit.
It sounded like we just scored in a game show.
Won!
Yeah. So this is not a game show, ladies and gentlemen. For you who are tuning in right now, there is not a game show going on right here, though a game show would be fun.
Pastor Paul says
we could do a trivia game show.
And the Spirit.
Who says what?
Pastor Paul.
Says the Word and the Spirit.
The Word and the Spirit.
The Word
and
the
Spirit. And he
says,
that sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jackie says, "Aw, thank you guys. I heard that on Larry's phone from the living room, so I had to jump in here and say thanks. I love you guys too." Aw.
Yeah.
His favorite verse is Josh 1.8 and 1.9.
Josh 1.8 and 1.9?
Mm-hmm. I see your point.
So that's more than 1.5 Joshes.
More than 1.5 Joshuas.
We're just joshing you. We're just joshing, bro.
Man, I haven't even watched the news or anything.
Oh, I don't even like to watch the news anymore. It's all lies. It's all,
fear-mongering,
super inflated and conflated
divisive
accusation and opinion and bias and
that's pretty much all it is.
Yeah.
So what can you do, huh? What can
and
you
it
do?
doesn't matter what side you're on.
Nope. And it's so divisive. If you're talking to somebody who's a left, and they find out that you're a right, they hate your guts.
Yeah, but then in real life,
they treat you like crap.
But then in real life, we have friends who are from both sides.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know, Matt, unless they say. Because in general, even if we disagree, we just try to talk it out and tell each other our perspective and why we might want to look at things a little differently than what we do. And you wouldn't even notice that stuff. It's all about matter of perspective. And why would we want to divide ourselves according to our perspective?
I know.
And not gain better perspective? Why not grow and learn from each other, gain new perspective and better understanding of each other and the plights that we all face and go through? Look, in general, everybody else in the world is suffering more than we are.
Yeah.
Let's try to be compassionate.
I saw somebody say the other day, I woke up this morning. I had a roof over my head. I had breakfast and food, clean water to drink, and a job. I am blessed.
Me too.
Laura says, the key is to show love to thy neighbor, no matter their personal beliefs. God is love always.
It doesn't say the Republicans or the Democrats or the conservatives or the liberals. No. It doesn't say that. And the reason it doesn't say that is because that's not what we're supposed to be dictating whether or not we love somebody.
Right. It's like, and somebody started calling the other day. He just went on this long spiel. Oh, he talking about Trump is a rapist and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, just stop talking.
Yeah.
It's like, I said the important thing here is no matter who's president, Jesus Christ is my Lord.
Yeah.
I'm going to love you even if you voted for the other guy. Who cares? That's just worldly stuff. And I think he was just saying all that stuff to get a rise out of me, but it didn't get a rise out of me. But my blood pressure did raise a little bit because I thought, why are you feeding into all this?
And it makes it hard to love people.
It does.
Because it's all of the things. It's the devil's work.
He
is ticking and hitting on all the things that upset us, that enrage us. All of the little triggers that make us, the hair go up and our porcupine spines get ready to, inject.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm texting Tony to see if he's coming today.
And we don't want none of that. It's not helpful.
And
in fact, when you look at it, how many of us lay people really understand the true ramifications of all of these political perspectives that we have? You know, you talk about the wall out there, and look, I get it. We've got to stop illegal immigration. We got to know who's coming in and out of our country, because there are people who would do as much harm as possible if they get here. But at the same time, look what it's doing to look what it does to the countryside. Do we know what migrates through there that can't migrate because the wall is there? We don't know all the ramifications of stuff. And I'm not saying don't build the wall either. You know, I'm saying we don't really know the ramifications of all of this stuff.
Morning, Zach Chase. Welcome to the party.
And they take such a narrow-minded perspective on it that it makes you decide what side of this issue that you're on. And in fact, you may undercut and undermine something you find more important.
Yeah.
But you don't even know that it affects that, because it's not one of the things they want to talk about. You know?
Yeah. Because there are parts of the liberal side that I agree with and parts of the conservative side that I agree with.
Me too.
Why does it have to be so black and white or cut and dry?
Yeah.
You know? So, but, you know, God is good. I'm not going to let it change who I am as a person.
No.
Well, there goes the salt truck down KK, he says.
Yeah, they weren't out as early as usual today because the roads were pretty slick.
They weren't expecting it. I was just letting Tony Hammock know, you know, the roads are kind of bad, and I was asking if he is actually coming this morning. Because we've already had Peggy, Lee, and Jeff with the G canceled this morning because the roads are bad.
Yeah.
And I'm okay.
And I wouldn't want to drive around Branson unless they were well prepared for this.
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous.
It's
steep, windy roads.
It is a hill of a bad road.
Yes.
Hill, Hill, hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
you know, and I look at these, I have a lot of perspectives and views that I'm pretty adamant about, but then I find out different things. Like, I like solar power. I like battery-powered vehicles and all that stuff. I think we do need to diversify when it comes to energy. You know where most of that stuff is coming from and being produced? China. And do you know what they're doing with all the waste? And the toxic waste that comes from it? They're dumping it in a marsh. I mean, in a wetland.
Larry, how are you going to plant tomatoes today?
Sounds like a good plan.
You keep planting tomatoes in the middle of winter?
Because he's going to put them in
a greenhouse type of deal. Yeah, okay. Well, you're right.
How's things coming with
what?
Jeep?
Dennis Everson says, what? Jay has a lot of views with a bunch of question marks.
Dennis Everson.
I think he's being facetious.
I think he is.
I can almost hear him say that. What? Jay has a lot of views? I
think Dennis is irritated with me.
No, I don't think
so. But he should know I'm irritated with him too. Dennis, we should have it out.
See, I can't tell if you're joking right now. See, that's one thing about Jay that...
I'm opinionated. Definitely.
I was going to transplant my blackberries yesterday.
Transplant blackberries?
But they don't really make those phones anymore.
They don't. It's not a phone.
Oh.
Isn't it a message? Like it was a text machine?
No, it was a phone. It was a cell phone.
Was it?
Yes, absolutely.
I thought it was just like a text machine.
It was one of the first smartphones that came out before the iPhone did.
Yeah.
So they were cool. Dennis says, let's do it.
We'll have it out, bro.
And Laura says,
I'd like to find out what it is.
You know what's really funny is our viewers are all being really all over the place today, too, thanks to us. Because, you know... All right, so... What? Jay has a lot of views? Larry Milton can't now today.
I do have a lot of views.
Dennis says, I was going to transplant my blackberries yesterday. Jackie says, starter pots. Dennis Everson said, let's do it, talking about what you said.
We should.
And then Laura says, oh, I love blackberries. And then Larry Milton says, pot starts.
Right. Yep. You can still do that today, Larry. Oh, well, maybe not because
I think you have to have a special permit for pot starts.
I think you do.
See, we are all over the place today.
We are all over the place.
But, you know, these work boots are going to walk all over the conversation.
They are.
In conversation.
Because that's what dictates the whole thing, bro.
Yep.
What?
What? What are you whatting about?
Down 7% today.
What, the stock market?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's probably going to fall right out from underneath us.
Yeah.
I thought about pulling out my 401k just before it loses value.
If I'm not here on time, start without me. What?
If I'm not here on time, start without me.
Forward. Maybe make some
What are you
snow
talking about,
cream. Uh-huh. That's a good idea. I haven't had that in a long time.
Larry says, we have wild blackberries all over the farm.
And yellow ones.
If I'm not here on time, start without me. I think that's going back to our conversation.
About
Maybe
what?
make some new cream, some snow cream, and top it with blackberries.
Ooh.
Snow ice cream. I remember the first
I can't
time I
eat
had
the
that.
blackberries. The seeds will break my teeth apart.
But you love blackberry juice.
Love blackberries. Can't eat them, though. If they're squished out, blackberry juice. Yum.
So, yeah. So maybe make some snow. Okay, so I remember the first time I ever had snow ice cream.
Yeah.
There was a little sand in it. I'm not going to lie.
You know, it's okay.
But
When
what
your
is it?
teeth are young.
Vanilla, egg, and sugar. My mom back then, she cracked an egg in it, stirred it up in there. I guess that adds like a egg to it. I don't know. It was delicious. Right. Vanilla, sugar, and I guess, do you add cream to it?
Yellow one's what? Oh, yellow snow? Yellow snow cream.
Go at it with Jay. I'll meet him outside. If I'm not there, if I'm not there on tie, start without me.
No, but if I have done something to upset you, I'd like to hear it.
Jackie says, squirrel!
Squirrel!
I don't know, but sometimes you have a tendency of also thinking that people are upset with you when they're not.
Yeah, people have a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's not always about me. I'm narcissistic.
Nah, it has to do with, some paranoia issues there.
I have paranoia.
So
I try to keep it at bay.
It's hard, just like I have anxiety and depression, you have paranoia.
Yes, sometimes it's hard to know what's real and what's not. And so I have to say I will decide, I choose that this is not real until I have more empirical evidence, like real factual evidence.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Real evidence.
Remember
it has
that
to
song?
build.
Paranoia, paranoia, everybody's coming to get me. From back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then met me.
It's not at all. It's not as bad as it used to be. I've learned a few things about it and when to identify it and when to wait.
Yeah. I remember you were telling me like an aha moment you had where like it was so bad back whenever you were younger and eyebrow deep in your addiction that you would see like a black car and think that it was the government following you.
Yeah.
Type of stuff.
That every black car on the road, every white car on the road was actually the government keeping track of me.
And then you said that you just spoke. Didn't you speak out loud to yourself?
Yeah.
Why would the government be watching?
No, I don't think it was out loud. I was by myself. I don't usually speak out loud if I'm by myself. But I said, yeah, what would I know that they would want to even watch me?
He says, I have never been upset with Jay. Jay rocks. I love you, man.
Yeah. So the truth is the government is not watching me. And if they are, it won't be for very long.
They're probably actually more apt to be watching you now than back then.
But even now.
Because we are, we're public figures,
Yeah, but we're not a threatening one. We address all of the... So when we talk about... So we talk about revolution, right? We've talked about that. And so, but the fact is, when you're a follower of Jesus Christ, look at what he did. And
it is a revolution.
And we are supposed to be like him. So revolution doesn't really fit into that when it comes to killing and fighting war. But there are other things in the scriptures that make me wonder if I'm supposed to. And even instruction from Jesus Christ, who talked about the government and the powers that are over us. Well, we have a constitution that empowers us. And then does that bring us into responsibility to the Constitution to uphold it and protect it ourselves, if need be, as a militia? So those are the questions that I have. But those are all, that's not a threat to the government.
No.
Unless the government's tyrannical. So if the government's following me and watching me, look out, ladies and gentlemen, get your guns. Because that means that the government feels like its people are a threat to it. And that means it is a tyrannical government. And by the Constitution, we are responsible to overthrow it. So my opinion is the government's not watching me. And if they are, they better look out for people more than me, because everybody is going to be feeling the same way I am, and their resources will be tapped, and I would be the last person, one of the last people on their list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I would
tell
not
you,
be high on that list of revolutionaries that they need to watch.
Here's what I've been praying for. That if and when this situation happens, Lord, give me the wisdom to know what to do.
Yeah.
And what not to do.
Yeah.
So, because, I mean, not everybody's going to be on the front lines.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where, I mean, I pray to God that it doesn't come to that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, nobody, if somebody wants, and now people say that, and they
The
say,
way I'm outspoken.
I want a revolution. No, you don't. We're talking
No.
about people killing other people, and
Think
it's
about
not
your
something
families
you
and
want-
the children that you want to grow up safe and secure. Well, in a revolution, they will not be safe and secure.
Right.
They
It's
will
like
be
the
in
Civil
the
War.
way no matter where they are.
Yeah, the Civil War, it was happening in people's yards.
You don't want that.
No.
And I don't want that. But at the same time,
You don't want a government.
I don't want those children that I love so dearly to grow up under a tyrannical regime that controls everything they say and do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that freedom is worth living without. And I can't decide that for them. They have to decide that for themselves. So in order to be part of a revolution, I mean, I would be the last person. I'm not plotting or planning any kind of action against the government. I'm just saying that they're out of control. Look what's happening in government right now. It bothers me so much. It's business as usual.
Yeah.
Business as usual. They have gone right back to doing all the same things that they were doing instead of handling the thing. And the government's growing more and more and more and more and more and more and more with more and more and more and more expense. And they're pocketing that money because more should be getting done.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're crippling our local economies and our local governments.
Yeah. It's they're
The
shutting.
people who actually take care of the road out in front of your house, the people who actually take care of the utilities that come to your house and keep the machines running that generate that power and bring it to you, the people who solve the problems of basically energy and transportation.
So Larry posted, I don't think that
You
we
said
are going to
nuts.
buy walnuts. Well, okay, so let me catch up on this. They tell me that snow is good for black walnut trees. Actually, snow is good for all the plants.
Nitrogen.
Yep. And then Laura replied to that and said, interesting. Then Larry Melton posts, I don't think we are going to buy walnuts this year because we'll have to give it all to the government. And then Larry Melton says, they're going to tax black walnuts. And then Dennis Everson replies to that, I don't think that we're going to buy walnuts, by saying the government has enough nuts.
Yeah, the government does have enough nuts.
And then Larry says nuts.
Yeah. And look what
Most
they're doing.
of the nuts are in the government.
They're
Yep.
doing an impeachment trial on a president who's not a president.
Yeah.
Instead of dealing with the COVID shutdowns and the economy and people getting back to work, and
They don't want him to run again in 2024.
that doesn't even matter if he runs again. Do your job and people will vote for you.
Yeah. I think that's it.
The problem is right now, can we even be sure that in this next election
That it's going
for
to
the
be
Senate and the Congress, the congressional elections for the Senate and the House,
Are they going to be real?
coming up in 2 years, are they going to be real? Are we going to have the entire thing, all of it? I mean, in 2 years, we need to be careful.
Yeah.
Because in 2 years, if they are actually manipulating the elections, we are in serious trouble.
Yeah.
Typically, the election for president, 2 years later, the House and the Senate switch over. And that's called the balance of power. In other words, they see the direction that our president usually takes, and if that direction gets distracted or focused too narrowly on something that doesn't suit everyone, they end up losing that next election too. Unless they're doing a very good job and addressing the issues for everybody, normally that election will turn it over to the other party.
Yeah.
And right now, partisan politics are so narrow-minded and so acutely focused on things that only provide for a small group that they,
We are out of time,
by
folks.
5 minutes.
We are 5 minutes over.
All right.
Until we get that next studio.
Am I creating anxiety for you?
No, not even a little bit. Until we get that next studio fixed up, we're going to have to cut it 20 minutes before the hour, so we have time to sanitize, sterilize, and synchronize. So I just
even then we'll have to experience how it works and to set up logistics. So it'll go on for a little while after that as well.
So yes, we are, Laura. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the morning drive today. Thank you for.
And by the way, Larry and Jackie, thank you for your contribution. And you are about to see your money go to work. Give us a couple of weeks, and you'll see it and hear it.
So, anyways, I still am not 100% sure that.
We're gonna
I'm
have
not
a show.
sure that Tony Hammock's going to be here or not. He probably will.
If he's not answered, he's probably driving.
Yep. So, but be sure and tune in next. And then we'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
And this has been The Morning Drive.